The scientific research carried out behind the scenes at Liverpool, which enables Brendan Rodgers' players to perform to their maximum, has been explained in a series of recently published documents, exploring the physical and technical factors that can have direct influences on performances and results. The club's sports science team, led by Head of Fitness and Conditioning Ryland Morgans, and together with JMU consultants Barry Drust and James Morton, have issued a number of documents that ultimately improve the Reds' knowledge of the game and help to develop the individual training programmes for the entire squad. We visited Melwood to speak to the key men behind the research, who explained the work that had taken place and how it will help shape the day-to-day life at the training ground. Some interesting research that you've undertaken with James and Barry. Can you tell us a little bit about the work and your findings as well?
Yeah, probably one that stands out that's been published most recently is one that we've monitored in the last Christmas period on our senior players. There's a marker of your immune system called IgA, that's the abbreviated term, and that's quite sensitive to training load and overall stress. So what we did is we monitored our players over a 7-game period over 32 days over the congested winter schedule, and then we looked to see how players responded to playing and not playing, and how they generally responded to the match demands over periods where there was short recovery, and that allowed us to look at nutritional intervention for each individual player, and also look at training modifications if required, to allow players to fully recover in preparation for the next match.
Professor Barry Drust's vast knowledge in the physiology of intermittent exercise and temperature regulation helps support the sports science team in their daily training schedules and techniques.
There are three elements really to a footballer's performance. There's obviously what happens out on the pitch on a Saturday, but what complements that really is the training that they do day in, day out, and also the recovery processes that take part in the programme of activities after every game. We have a lot of scientific information on those three different aspects, and through the work we do at the university, we can collect high quality data that links into the recovery of people's muscles and nervous systems and cardiovascular systems. But bringing that information into Liverpool and working with Ryland to help develop both the infrastructure around what the players do and the activities that players perform at those times actually will hopefully facilitate what happens on a Saturday afternoon. Football really now, I think, is amongst the sports at the forefront of trying to implement strategies that will get the best out of players on the pitch.
Dr. James Morton serves as a consultant nutritionist at the club, working with the medical staff and club chefs to ensure all meals are designed to provide the players with the right nourishment and supplements.
From a research perspective, the most interesting thing for me at the minute is trying to really understand daily energy intake and energy expenditure of these elite players, because up until now the quantification of training loads in elite Premiership footballers isn't really well known. What we're trying to do at this minute is really understand exactly how much energy players expend on a daily basis, and once you get that baseline measurement, you can then intervene optimally with nutritional requirements really. The players will typically have their breakfast here, then they have their lunch as well. So the nutrition that we provide from when they arrive in the club to when they leave the club is pretty much controlled in terms of the food choices that are available to the players. And that's all based on a detailed understanding of football physiology and training demands. And once you know what a player does in training, then you can provide the correct nutrition in and around that training session. And then it's also about knowing what they do the day before the game so that we can then prepare them for the match day itself.